I just started the video and now I think I heard a knock at the door. I'll see if they knock again. Anyway, my name is D'Artagnan Show, and I have this channel for positive reinforcements and positive messages for the day. I usually read from a book. Marianne, Williamson, she has daily devotionals. I cannot guarantee I will be on every day. I do have, certain conditions that I deal with health-wise, and that can make it very tough for me to do so. But I will try to be as consistent as possible. I know consistency is key. I've been learning a little more about YouTube and, just being a vlogger. Some of these people that I see, it's almost intimidating how amazing and professional they are at what they do. Even their equipment sometimes is, the best you can buy. And I just don't have that ability. So I'm just here, learning step by step. So maybe you can join me in my evolution and I can join you in yours. But this is the intro to the book, since it is the beginning of the year. Happy New Year's, everybody. It is January 2nd of the new year, 2026. I hope that this year brings everything from good health to laughter and love and prosperity and peace of mind to everyone out there. Love you, my fellow brothers and sisters. What I'm going to read today is the introduction, and I'm going to read, let me see. I think I'm going to read day 1 and day 2 if I can do them all. So here it is. A miracle is a shift in thinking, a shift from fear to love. At first glance, that sounds a bit ridiculous. How does shifting a thought cause a miraculous change? And yet it does exactly that. For every thought we think creates form on some level. That's something I was never aware of when I was younger. I had heard it spoken about, but I didn't understand that all of the things going on out there could actually be from, negative thinking. And all of the positive out there is from positive thinking. So if we want more positive, like things to change overnight, it isn't going out in the physical world and fighting. It's actually changing our insides and how we think. That's interesting. But anyway, a simple thought, seemingly trivial or even unimportant, carries within it the power to move mountains. Wow. And that is the least it can do. There is no worldly power, no money, no technology, no business or government that can match in power the power we yield by simply using our minds for the purposes of love. Isn't that incredible? It's so true. And, some may say things like, here she goes, I love, you might say. And of course you love. We all do. The problem, however, is that we do not love only. This is a tough one. I don't think I'm cut out to love only. But I guess according to her, she's saying we can. So in other words, we all do. We all love. The problem, however, is that we do not love only. We love, but then we take it back with saying negative or thinking negative. I can't say anything because I am the queen of ranting negative thoughts. I'm trying to basically do an exorcism on myself so I can, be better and be a better, brother and sister to you guys and everyone in my life. Okay, here it goes. Okay, we love, but then we stop when it becomes inconvenient. We love, but only until the ego is challenged by the thought of risk. And so it is that while we love, we do not wield the power of love. We love, but we do not work miracles. The purpose of this book is to help guide your thinking to the thoughts of love that will break the chains of fear that binds you. One moment, one situation, one thought at a time, we can evolve beyond the lower thought forms that keep us bound. And in so doing, we become miracle workers, working miracles for ourselves and for all the world. Those are amazing words. And, for me, sometimes it becomes overwhelming. So I'm just going to take it one small step at a time. I've been trying to evolve past my negative thinking for many years. But sometimes negative content, like things that I watch on YouTube, and I won't point out certain channels, they're very interesting, and I can just dive right in and spend hours on some of these channels. But they're not good for me. And I know that. It's tough. Okay, so the first place to start working miracles is not in the world around you, but in yourself. You're not going to work a miracle in your environment, but in your mind. Because mind is cause and the world is effect. That actually makes it simple. Okay, so our mind is the cause and the world is the effect that it has. Wow. We change the world by changing the thoughts we think about the world. Begin with a simple step. Put down this book and look around you. Okay, so there it is. Hold on. Look at the chair you're sitting on or the table that's next to you or the walls. Oh, my kitty's next to me. Hey, soul man. Ask yourself this. What are my thoughts about this chair, this table, or this wall? That they're not good enough or nice enough? Or do I never really think about them at all, just taking them for granted? Now try a simple shift. Wow, how lucky I am to have a chair. Billions of people don't. How fortunate I am to have a table. Billions of people do not. I'll say how lucky I am to have a beautiful animal at my side, because a lot of people don't. How lucky I am to have all these things and, these things and these, animals in my case that love me. I have 2 kitties. So many people don't. Notice the slight energetic shift that occurred within you when you made that change. How your thinking went from kind of a hard place to someplace softer. From somewhere floating around your head to someplace deep within your heart. And know this. You just shifted the universe. So you don't realize it, but you did. Just from looking at something and instead of going, oh, I need to get rid of this thing, or, oh, it doesn't matter. Like you don't even acknowledge it. You change the universe by just thinking positive about what's around you in your surroundings. And yes, that is what I said. You just shifted the universe. So the wind currents at the North Pole are affected when a butterfly flaps its wings in South America, and the entire world is affected by every thought you think. You don't have to believe this idea, of course. A miracle worker simply knows it. Anyone can be a miracle worker, anyone who chooses to be. Anyone can hear the sound of an ancient melody that calls to all of us, beckoning us to remember who we truly are and what power we have. A miracle worker accepts the idea that every thought has an effect, not only on the one who thinks it, but on everyone else as well. It isn't necessary to believe any of this. This is a guidebook, not a doctrine. Simply try it out and watch things change. So we've already established that you might not have had a clue about the significance of your chair or your table or your wall. And yet the meaning that we ascribe to anything will determine what meaning it has for us. Think something isn't good enough, and it never will be. Think something is wonderful, and it will only get better. So thoughts like this are miraculous thoughts. I give thanks for this chair, for this table, for this wall. I remember with compassion those who do not have such simple amenities, and I pray they will receive what they need. I surrender myself that I might be used in bringing the end of suffering to all of the world. Now, what did such thoughts just do for you? Not for others, but for you. They establish you within a different corner of the universe. You move from someone with a slightly open heart to someone with a more fully opened heart. And the more open your heart, the more miracles you'll receive. For miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. When you choose to love, you choose to work miracles. What follows are, 365 readings, when read daily, encourage you to stay focused on love and to avoid the distractions of fear, anxiety, shame, guilt, and everything else that is not built on love. It is this daily choice to think with love that determines what miracles come into our lives. The universe is ready to bless you. Are you ready to receive these gifts? My prayer is that this book will help you. That's wonderful. Okay, here's day 1, which is technically yesterday. The universe is conspiring in every moment to bring me happiness and peace. The universe is not random but intentional. It reflects the will of God, the cosmic thought driving all things toward greater perfection. My ego mind, my own self-hatred masquerading as self-love, would point me always in the direction of fear, luring me toward the blaming thought, the attack, or defense. The perception of guilt in myself or others, its goal is my suffering or the hell of my own illusions. The spirit within leads only to joy as it inspires me to see the love in everyone and the possibility of miracles that lie inherent in all things. The universe itself is the handwriting of God as he or she constantly creates and recreates the perfection that it is. Within that perfection, I have my true being, and within my true being, I am happy and at peace. Today, I will not be tempted to wander the byroads of pain, but rather I will set my feet upon the path of joy and peace. May the Spirit of God protect my mind from any forces of fear that would divert my thinking. May I not be deceived into a false belief in the validity of guilt and attack, but rather may I be constantly uplifted to the divine perceptions of innocence and love. For there shall I experience the bliss of God's creation, now and always. Amen. That's beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, here is day 2. Forgiveness sets me free of pain. This is one of my hardest hurdles. It truly is. I have a problem with it. We don't forgive someone for their sake. We forgive them for the sake of our own peace of mind. Any attack on another person is an attack upon ourselves. For in the spiritual universe, there is only one of us here. When I think about anyone else, I'm thinking about myself. So when we get down on someone else, we're actually projecting, in other words. All of us are joined in the oneness of God's love. Only love is real and only love has power. Everything else is a mortal illusion. Forgiveness is my salvation from pain. If I believe in the reality of what you did to me, then I will feel as though the consequences of what you did to me are real. By quote unquote overlooking, I will quote unquote overcome. The question becomes this: where do I put my faith? Do I put my faith in something loveless that someone did to me, or in the eternal love that lies beyond and corrects all things? To the extent that I withdraw my attachment to what you did, I will no longer be affected by what you did. I have decided to put my faith elsewhere. That is the miracle of forgiveness. Something loveless might have occurred in my life, and of course I have to process my feelings. But I don't have to indulge them. So in other words, we don't have to stay stuck in the negative all the time. I need to honor my feelings. So that means, get mad. We're human beings. We have to express emotion. We can't have something bad happen and just smile and go, oh, I never did mind about those little things. That isn't the way we are. We're not supposed to be inhuman. We need to indulge our irritation, disappointment, or anger, or rage. We do. But we have the tendency to get stuck in it. I need to honor my feelings, but I don't have to spew them. By standing on the spiritual truth that only love is real, I develop the ability to endure the gap in time between the pain of someone having hurt me and the miracle of my release from suffering. In time, as forgiveness becomes my way of life, the gap itself will no longer exist. So this is very healthy reading. You know, for people that I can imagine, like police officers or lawyers or people that are just in negative environments, or abuse victims who are victims of abuse every day consistently. You know, reading something like this or thinking these things, it's beautiful and it's wonderful. And it does help me. So maybe it can help you, because I know I have been an abuse victim so many times I can't count. And I know there's people out there that even one big, huge trauma can seem to break someone, but you don't have to be broken and you don't have to stay broken. And things like this help us through. So this book, I can't say I'm promoting it because I'm not getting paid or anything for it, but it is a great book if you want to grab it. Marianne Williamson, A Year of Miracles, Daily Devotions and Reflections. And she did the book A Return to Love, and that was my first book that I read of hers, and it's pretty amazing. Okay, well, that's it for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll hopefully be getting better and a little more professional. I washed my hair. I didn't dry it. That's why I have the towel on my head, just in case you were wondering what that was. But I will see you soon. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.